welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
So, you're on Instagram putting out great visuals, but are you really unlocking its full potential?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah. Today we're diving into something often overlooked, but super strategic, Instagram captions.
Right. Not just the description, but the actual words that drive connection.
Exactly. We're talking about crafting captions that boost engagement, grow your following, basically make your time on the platform really count.
And if you're looking for ways to, give your profile a bit of an edge, resources like rapidboost.net are out there too, just something to keep in mind.
Good point. So our mission today, give you real actionable ideas, creative prompts, stuff you can use right away to write captions that will actually connect and get people talking.
Let's get into it because the difference they make is kind of staggering when you look at the data.
Oh yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, Sprout Social did this study and posts with strong captions. They saw engagement rates around 6.7%.
Yeah, okay, 6.7. And without captions?
Only 2.1%.
Wow. That's huge. So it's definitely not just an afterthought.
Not at all. It's a strategic tool. It's where you add the context, the personality.
The human touch, right.
Yeah.
It's easy to just focus on the photo, but the words are where the real connection happens, I think.
It turns a quick look into someone actually stopping, thinking, maybe commenting. Builds that loyalty.
Which is crucial. Everyone's fighting for attention online.
Exactly. The picture might stop the scroll, but the caption invites them in. Makes them want to stick around.
Okay, so let's break it down. What makes a caption actually work? What are the essential parts? Let's start with the hook.
The hook. Super important. Those first couple of lines are basically all you've got before Instagram cuts it off with that more button.
Seconds, really. So how do you make those seconds count? What works?
Well, you could create intrigue, hint at something unexpected, like, you won't believe who showed up at the workshop. Something like that.
Okay, leaves them wanting more.
Or you could go the other way. Vulnerability. A confession. Maybe confession. I used to hate public speaking. Here's what changed.
Ah, relatable. Hits an emotion straight away.
Exactly. Pique curiosity or connect on an emotional level fast.
And that flows right into storytelling, doesn't it? We're just wired for stories.
Totally. Sharing experiences, the good, the bad, the funny, it makes you seem real, approachable.
Like Jasmine Starr, who the source mentions. She shares the messy, behind-the-scenes stuff of business.
And people respond to that transparency, right? It builds trust. Makes them want to engage more genuinely.
It feels less like a broadcast and more like, well, a conversation.
Yeah, when it feels authentic, unfiltered, people see themselves in it. They feel something. They want to chime in.
Which brings us to the call to action, the CTA. Sometimes you just got to ask people to engage, right?
You really do. It seems simple, but it works. Ask for opinions. Outfit A or B.
Classic.
Or get them sharing. Tag someone who needs this reminder. Or even just fill in the blank, my weekend plans involve.
Why are those so effective, do you think?
It flips the switch. They go from just passively looking to actively participating. It makes your feed their conversation too.
Right, they feel involved, like their opinion matters.
And that makes them more likely to stick around and keep engaging. They feel connected.
Okay, one more piece. Emojis and formatting seems minor, but...
Not at all. Super important for readability and personality. Think about it, a huge block of text, it's intimidating on a phone screen.
Yeah, you just scroll right past.
But emojis add tone, feeling, and line breaks, bullet points.
Yeah.
They make it scannable, inviting, shows you put some thought into it.
Like visual punctuation.
Yeah.
Adds personality.
Exactly. Adds that extra layer words alone might miss. And good formatting just respects the reader's time.
Okay, great foundation. Now let's get into some specific ideas people can actually use. The source had like over 40 prompts, right?
Yeah, a ton. Let's start simple. Questions.
Okay.
Things like, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? Or coffee or tea person? Or dream travel spot? Easy stuff.
Why do those simple ones work so well?
They're low stakes. Everyone has an opinion on coffee versus tea, right? It's easy to answer quickly. No deep thought required. Gets the ball rolling.
Makes sense. Low barrier to entry. What about fill in the blanks?
Oh, those are fun. Like, my ultimate feel-good moment is, or if I could have dinner with anyone, it'd be go.
Again, quick, easy, lets people share a little bit about themselves.
Yeah, it taps into that, natural desire to share little bits of ourselves. And the blank makes it super simple. No need to craft a whole sentence.
Okay, what about statement starters? Things that might spark a bit more discussion.
Right, like, controversial opinion, but I actually love. Or, one lesson I learned from failing at was...
Ooh, okay. Those could get some interesting replies. Maybe even a little debate.
Potentially. They invite slightly deeper thought, maybe more personal sharing, can really build community if people share different perspectives respectfully.
And then there's just sharing fun facts or little stories.
Mhm.
Makes you seem more human.
Definitely. Fun fact, I can juggle. Or, you won't believe what happened on my commute. Little glimpses into your actual life.
Breaks down that perfect online image sometimes. Makes you relatable.
Exactly. People feel like they know you, not just your curated feed.
The source also mentioned mini games. How does that work in a caption?
Think simple stuff like post two similar photos and say, spot the difference. Or a cool photo with, caption this photo, best one gets a shout out.
Ah, I see. Gets people looking closely, gets them creative.
Yeah, instant interaction. And contests are great for engagement. Plus, you might get some awesome user-generated content out of it.
Smart. And simple things too, like asking people to tag friends.
Classic. Tag someone who brightens your day, or tag your travel buddy. It leverages the social aspect, potentially reaching new people.
Right. Extends your reach through their network.
Or even challenges like share your current favorite song using only emojis, stuff like that.
Okay, what about businesses? Can they use these kinds of prompts?
Absolutely. Instead of outfit A or B, maybe it's help us decide on a new feature or guess our upcoming product.
Makes the audience feel involved, like they have a say.
Exactly. It's great for engagement and you get valuable customer feedback. Win-win. They feel part of the brand's journey.
And don't forget timely stuff, right?
Yeah.
Tying captions to seasons, holidays, current events.
Feeling those autumn vibes. What's your favorite thing about fall? Makes your content feel current, relevant, taps into what people are already thinking about.
Okay, so we have tons of ideas,
Yeah.
but how do you take it to the next level? What are the expert strategies?
Well, one big one is using data. Seriously looking at what works for your audience.
Right, not just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, the source mentioned a photographer, David Sue. He apparently boosted his engagement by 30% just by analyzing his past posts and tweaking his caption style based on what resonated.
30%, that's significant. So using Instagram Insights, seeing which posts got comments, shares.
Exactly. What tone works, what topics, what kind of questions. Let the data guide your creativity. Don't just guess.
And timing matters too, right? Posting when your audience is actually online.
Crucial. Especially for those interactive posts, use insights to see peak times if you ask a question when no one's around. Crickets.
Yeah, you want that initial burst of interaction. It tells the algorithm your post is interesting.
Right. Maximize your chances of being seen and engaged with immediately.
We also talked about humanizing your voice, making it sound like a real person.
Yeah, like Glossier. Their captions are so playful, conversational. It builds a community that feels connected to the brand's personality.
People connect with people, after all, not just logos.
Precisely. Be relatable. Use a tone that feels authentic to you or your brand. It builds trust, encourages interaction.
And storytelling again, even tiny stories.
Mini stories build that connection, make people feel like they know the person behind the screen, they get invested, more likely to share, too.
The source had some cool examples of this working in the real world, like at the Every Girl.
Right. They apparently doubled engagement by shifting to more story-driven captions with questions and CTAs. Simple stuff like asking about Sunday rituals.
It shows that combination works. Story plus a direct ask.
Definitely. It's not rocket science, but it requires being intentional.
And then there's Tommy Rivs. Such a powerful example.
Oh, totally. His vulnerability, sharing his battles with cancer, it built this incredibly loyal community through shared struggle and triumph.
It really highlights how authenticity, even the raw stuff, builds deep connections.
It's about shared humanity, empathy. That's incredibly powerful online.
And on the fun side, at Chubby's, they nail humor.
They really do. Humor, audience shout-outs, memes. They know their audience and speak their language. That tagline, making shorts shorter and lives better. Classic.
Creates such a strong sense of belonging, makes people want to be part of their community.
Yeah, they actively involve their audience. It feels like a club.
Okay, so lots of inspiration. How can listeners actually start doing this? What are the actionable steps?
First step, plan for it. Don't just hope engagement happens. Maybe dedicate, say, one post a week specifically to asking a question or starting a conversation.
Be intentional about creating those interaction opportunities.
Exactly. And create a caption bank.
Ooh, I like that idea. Like a list of go-to prompts.
Yeah. Draft a bunch of those questions. Fill in the blanks, statement starters. Save them somewhere. Then when you're stuck or busy, you've got something ready.
It takes the pressure off. Smart.
And then, critically, Test, analyze, refine.
Back to the data.
Always post different types of captions.
Mhm.
Check your analytics. See what works for you. Double down on that. Ditch what doesn't. It's an ongoing process.
Social media changes constantly anyway, right? You got to adapt.
You do. And involve your audience. Host a caption contest. Feature top commenters. Make them feel seen and valued.
Turns followers into active participants. Builds that community vibe even stronger.
And finally, don't be afraid to use tools. Scheduling apps can help you post consistently, hit those peak times. Some even suggest caption ideas.
Right. Streamline the process, make it easier to stay consistent and strategic.
Leverage the tech that's available. It can save time and boost effectiveness.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it's pretty clear captions are way more than just filler text.
Oh, yeah. They're a strategic lever. It's about the hook, the story, the call to action, and really understanding your audience.
The visuals grab the eye, but the words, that's where the connection deepens, isn't it? That's what drives the real interaction.
Absolutely. Words create impact, build community.
So the takeaway for you listening is start trying this stuff. Build that caption bank, experiment, see what sparks conversation with your followers.
Which leads us to a final thought to leave you with. How could thinking more strategically about your captions change things? Not just boosting your follower count, maybe, but really improving the quality of the conversations and the connections you're building online.
Something to think about. It's shifting from just broadcasting to actually building something meaningful.